How's it going, guys? Sorry, I'm starting a little bit late today. Hey, Renee, David, thanks for joining. It's our first office hours after the turn of the new year. We got James and Zane. Thanks for joining, guys. We're Kevin, Laura, Marshall. All right, so we're gonna get this pulled up and we'll jump right in. So today we're going to take a look at how to customize. Usually this context is in the context of an appointment reminder. So someone books an inspection and you want to not only remind them and confirm that upcoming inspection with the customer, but also you want to pass along some unique information about your sales rep that's going to go do the inspection. So maybe you want to pass along a custom PDF, maybe you want to pass along a custom video. Maybe you have pages on your website for every team member. I've seen that before, and you want to pass along that page. Totally up to you on how you want to approach it. I'll show you how to do it here, and you can adapt it however you need to adapt it. So let me pull up this demo, share my screen. All right. So I get this shared. All right, here we go. So this is our demo account here. We have this inspection scheduled area. We have this event trigger set up for appointment reminders. You set up event triggers through the events area of your company settings. So for each event type that you have, you would set up the event trigger in the form of the stage you want projects to get moved to, as well as which campaign you want to use for the reminders. And so let's take a look at this here. Appointment reminders will view this campaign. A lot of times people will add send a company cam step in their appointment reminders if they're using company cam. This is going to create a project on the company cam side so it's ready to go when the sales rep gets to the appointment. And then, of course, you have your confirmation messages here. And so for these confirmation messages, if we want to um, the customize this to the sales rep um, that is assigned to this inspection, then it's already going to be customized to a certain extent, probably during your email signature. You can also pass in user. So if you just type user, this is going to be whoever is set here. So in this case, the assignee, which is usually your assigned sales rep, that's going to come through as the user. You can also target more specifically if you want. So if you wanted to send this email from, say, like just a generic company email, but you still wanted to be able to reference directly back to the assignee, you can do that as well. So if we just search assignee on here, so we can get like the first name, last name, username. So you can still directly reference the assignee if you want, or you can just use user, which is going to be who the email is coming from. Now, as far as passing in, we'll look at some different scenarios here. So if you want to pass in a unique PDF document for the sales rep, you can literally just attach assignee's unique file, hit save, and then in your account settings for um, each salesperson's account, you would go in. You can do this as an admin. You can switch into their account and do it for them, or you can give them their PDF documents and have them upload them, and they just upload them into this unique file field. So you'd upload a document here, save it, and then now that can be attached to any outgoing email. So you just do attach assignee's unique file. You can also send it in a text. Now, here's the thing: if you're sending it as a text, PDFs do not always make it over text. They fail all the time because they're a little bit big, um, and PDFs just don't really transfer well over the text message network. So just keep that in mind if you're wanting to send us via text. What I have seen before is instead of a PDF, just do a one page JPEG image that has the person's picture, has some information about them, and then that can be attached, and that will pretty much always send just fine over text, as well as still attach to the email as well. And so if you want to send that file, you can do that, and it's customized to each sales rep's account. So you do have to make sure that it gets filled out, that unique file gets filled out for each sales rep. But as long as it's filled out, then it will get passed in. Now, let's talk about videos here. And I see that, oh, David says he's having some trouble with volume coming in and out. Does anyone else have trouble with that? I've been on calls all day and haven't had any complaints about my audio. So, David, that might be your speakers on your end, but it could also be internet. It could be a number of different things. But I don't think it's my mic. But if anybody else has, James says volume is good. So yeah, just check out your audio. Thanks, guys. Um, if you guys have any other questions, please just jump into the chat, or there's a Q&A area as well. You can do it either way. And I'll just address those here in a minute, but I'm just going to keep on rolling for right now. So I'm going to pull up YouTube and ProLine CRM. So I'm going to pull this up this video here, and I'm going to hit share, and then I'm just going to take this URL, copy, and now I can put this into my unique text. So so you can have the unique file for every member of your team. And this does change. So if I like switch over to someone else's account, it's going to be different. And I'll switch back to mine. So you can have your unique text and your unique file. And for the unique text, it works a little bit differently. So we're going to go back in here. Say I want to, the most common use case here is going to be a video. And so I can say right here, get, because this email is going to be coming from the sales rep. So I can say, get to know me a little better with this video. And then I can select this video. Well, actually, what I want to do is do user text. And I'm going to take user text. That is that unique text field. I'm going to select this video, add it in as a link. Now, I don't have to do that. I could just do user text, and then that YouTube video is just going to display here when the email gets sent. This will get replaced with that YouTube link. But it's a little bit cleaner if you can build it in. If you build it in directly in like this. So we'll do that. All right, so that's going to automatically, it's already set up as a link. It's going to automatically get replaced with the users. So it doesn't even have to be the assignee. So if you're sending this from somebody else, it would pull theirs. But it's all based on what is saved here in the account settings. So this is what's getting pulled in to that field. So lots of different ways to pass that. Now you can absolutely also use this for a landing page. So I've seen companies do this before where they will put a page on their website for every member of their team, and that page may include a video. It could include a bio. It can include a photo. It can include all kinds of stuff. And so there's other use cases for that page too. Maybe you want to set up your guys to be able to use those pages to like share on their business card or something. So there's some really cool things you can do if you want to go that direction. But for ProLine side, you would just put that URL in here instead of the YouTube video. So put that URL to something on your website. It could be powerroofing.com/Benjamin, or whoever the sales rep's name is. And then that can go in there. Works exactly the same way. You can link to it here. Now, it is a little bit different for text messaging, because on text messaging, you can't embed links. It's just plain text. So it would be set up more like this. Please watch this video and then use your text. And that's going to put in that link to the YouTube. This one's a little messy of a link here. I think that we can drop everything after the question mark. This is like for tracking purposes. So you can just take that part before the question mark, and that's going to be a much cleaner looking link. And so you can just do that for sure. I think it's fine either way, but you don't really need that tracking part at the end. That's really for YouTube's benefit more than it is for your benefit. So you can just put that in. That's a much cleaner looking link. All right, so let me open it up for questions. That kind of goes over how that works. What would you guys like to know? Is there any clarification I can give on how that works? Also, if you have questions about ProLine in general, other aspects of ProLine, here to help. So feel free to put in whatever questions you got. I'm just going to hang out here for a minute. And you can just put those into the chat. I think, yeah, hosts and panelists. Okay, yeah, if you just put those questions into the chat, then or the Q&A area, but the chat's fine, I'll answer those. David Reed said, would love to see a proposal created and see how that works. Sure. Anyone else has questions, go ahead and put those in. Otherwise, or while I'm doing this, going through the quote stuff. So I'll look at those in a second, but I'll go ahead and run through creating a quote. So, David, you asked, would love to see a proposal created and see how that works. Okay. Just to clarify, or make sure this is clear, ProLine's proposals are insanely customizable. So we could sit here for like 2 hours and go through every aspect of ProLine quotes and what's possible. But we'll just go through like this multi-option quote here. This is a template set up for a quote. So you would set these up when you're getting onboarded. David, I believe you're not with us yet, if I remember correctly. So I want to kind of establish this first. You would go through, we have all of these pre-built. So a lot of stuff is already done, but everybody quotes a little bit differently. So you kind of come in here and customize this, make sure this is all set up, good to go. Lots of controls over pricing and margin, your all kinds of just different settings around signers, financing, all of this. We have the messages, how many days do you want the quote to be valid for? All of this gets controlled here at the template level. And then when you're going to create a quote, step one is going to be getting your measurements into ProLine. So you can do that through any of our measurement integrations. These are 2 of like 7. We have a ton of different measurement providers that we integrate with that you can use. So, but we do have free EagleView reports for, I think it's 5 free EagleView reports when you first come into ProLine. So that's kind of cool. And you can also manually create measurement reports inside of ProLine. And so if you want to hand measure and then type those numbers in, or if it's a platform we don't integrate with, you can type those numbers in directly. We also have a CSV import. So for platforms that we don't directly integrate with, as long as they export via CSV, then you can import the measurements via CSV without having to manually type them in. So once you have a measurement report here, and one other kind of cool thing about ProLine, it's way different than other quoting tools or CRMs, is that we also handle multi-structure, so you can have reports with multiple structures on them. And then we're going to go to quote. We're going to create quote. We're going to select that template we were just looking at, that multi-option. Normally, you wouldn't have this many quote templates. It's just that this is a demo account, so we're kind of pulling in a lot of stuff here. But we'll select this template. It's going to automatically pull the structures from that last report, but I want to pull in these two structures here. So this was from. It's going to automatically pull whatever was the latest, um, whatever the latest report measurement report in the project was. Usually, you're only going to have one measurement report, but if you have two, the assumption is the second one's the one you want to build the quote off of. All right, so I have these two structures that are from one measurement report selected. I'm going to hit create, and now ProLine's going to generate that quote for me. We have a lot of calculation, cool calculation stuff. Again, all pre-built, but everybody quotes a little different, so you're probably going to need to tweak those when you get on board with us. But the ProLine's going to automatically put in the quantities for all of these items. And so based on the calculations that are set up. So if there's no calculation, it's going to come out to zero, but it's going to, so you might have items on here that are not always needed. And so you will still have to most likely, when you're quoting a job, go in and tweak some numbers here or there, depending on the specifics of the job. But ProLine can get you pretty close, especially on sort of like a generic roof. The calculations in ProLine will get you pretty close on these quantities. And one cool thing you'll see here is that we actually have two structures now in this quote. The template only has one structure, but ProLine automatically duplicates out the structure if there's multiple structures on the project. So if you have a main home and then like a garage, ProLine will automatically build both into the quote for you as separate structures. And so this is really cool from like a signing perspective with the customer because they can sort of choose. Do they want to do one? Do they want to do both? Do they want to just do the garage right now because it's leaking and wait on the home? Versus your competitors are just going to send them one quote for both. And so you're much more likely, if they decide they only want to do one, you're probably going to get the job just simply because you broke it down by structures. It also just helps from like a, just a measurement perspective because you're looking at two different buildings with different measurements and you're able to really get a lot more accurate on your ordering by breaking it down. Lots of things can get customized here when you're at this stage. You can customize your, like what cover image goes on here. We have what's called the budget planner where you can break down based on, this is a way to sort of estimate what you're going to make on this job as you're building out the quote. So you can look at different scenarios. So if they choose the better option and if they choose seamless gutters, what's my profit on this going to be? What's my deposit look like? What is the commission that's going to get paid to the sales rep? What's the service tax if you have service taxes in your market? We have taxes and stuff all built into here as well. And then we can click in here and this will just take a second and we'll get a nice preview of our quote here that we can scroll through. And so ProLine will generate it out for us. This one here on the demo is pretty basic, but a lot of ProLine companies get super fancy with lots of custom pages and designs. One cool thing, we've added quite a few features to quoting just in the last few weeks. One of those is multi-signature, so we support any number of signatures on a quote now. We also support embedding videos directly into the quote. So you can actually add, if you want to have like an intro video about your company, you can embed it directly into the quote, and the customer can actually watch it on the quote. They're not clicking a link and going somewhere else. The video is inside the quote itself. You can also, if you have any services, for example, company cams, like showcase that they do, that you can embed on their website, you can embed that showcase into your quotes. ProLine is the only quoting tool that supports that. So you can actually embed web pages, embed videos directly into your quotes. We call these live quotes. We used to do PDFs. Everyone kind of does PDFs. We still give you a PDF if you need a PDF version, But because we have this live quote generation, we're able to now do a lot of cool things with our quotes where you can just put stuff like videos directly into them. Um, you'd send the quote. You can customize the messaging, the text message and the email before sending. You send it off. Customer can view it on any device and sign it. Um, so that's kind of an overview of the quoting system. Like I said, we could sit here all day and look at quotes. So I'm gonna kind of leave it there. But yeah, I'm there's a lot there with quotes. Um, James asked, does ProLine have past storm area results to see if we have been in that area working or have past clients in the area affected? James, not directly at the moment. That's something that we're bridging into in the coming just actually in the next couple months. I don't know if we'll have that exact feature. Right now, we do have a map area here where you can look at all your past projects and you can see on a map. Let me see. This demo's like kind of messed up. So you can see like where all your projects are located on a map. So you could see like, or have we been working in X area? And that's possible right now using this map report. So you can see, yeah, like we did a bunch of jobs, in this time period in that area if you just want to check what you had done in the past. However, what we're adding here in just the next 60, ideally, we're going to have it done in the next 60 days, is we're going to have a full canvassing feature set inside of ProLine. So it'll be separate from this area that you're seeing here. It's going to be, there'll be the ability to drop pins. Um, we won't initially have things like weather history and stuff like that, but it's something that's going to come pretty quick once we get the initial canvassing stuff in place. So, I mean, long term, we're going to have all of that. I think we'll probably have pretty much everything you're referring to there in the next probably in the next 6 months total. But we're gonna be taking it step by step. And in the short run, you can kind of do what you're talking about here on this map report. Just if you just want to see, hey, did we do projects in that area? All right. Any other questions? Anything else I can answer for you guys? I'll hang out here for a couple minutes, see if there's any other questions. Okay, let me make sure there's no Q&A over here. Um, Absolutely, Zane. Appreciate it. All right, so we'll wrap up there. Thanks, guys. And now that it's the new year, should be a little bit more consistent. You should see me on here pretty much every Tuesday at 4:30. And I'm gonna try. Next week I am traveling, but I think I can still make it happen. So we'll see. Thanks, guys. We'll see everybody next time.